What's up with that Bitcoin price drop and what should you do about it? We're going to talk about that on today's episode of FrugalBC. What's up, guys? FrugalBC here. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Every like helps make the world a more frugal place. This is a show where we teach you how to save more money so you can invest more and achieve financial independence earlier. Today I want to talk about the Bitcoin price drop because, God, you've probably heard about this all over the place now. Everyone's talking about it. I've been freaking out since Wednesday. Not really freaking out, but it's been an interesting time, to say the least. And I wanted to know a little bit more about it. There's some very interesting theories, and I'm going to kind of get into. But first, just to say kind of what happened. I mean, Bitcoin had been around, in the high 50s to low 60s for, quite a few months. And I'd seen my crypto portfolio, which is pretty small. I don't have a ton, but I saw it, it's like doubled in a matter of a couple months. So you always got to figure something like that probably isn't going to last too long. Long term, I think that is possible, and I think we're going to see that. But what we saw is we saw it drop to as low as 30,000, maybe even slightly lower than that. And even right now, today when I checked, it's Sunday afternoon. It was around 32,000. So the Bitcoin price had dropped quite a bit, and all the other coins followed suit. There haven't been too many exceptions. I own my favorites are Cosmos and Algorand because they have staking rewards that you can get right through Coinbase, so you don't have to do the whole DeFi thing, which I tried once and it was an utter failure. I probably should look into that at some point in time, but what I like is with Coinbase, it's like you just own it. They do the work for you. They're probably taking a little cut off the top. Actually, I know they're taking a little cut off the top, but that's fine. They can do that to make it work for me, and I don't have to try to figure this stuff out. It's pretty confusing. So what's happening here? What's going on? Well, one of the smartest things I've seen, and when you look at the graphs, and I'll show a brief clip on here. You should go check out the video that I'm referencing to. There's something called the Wyckoff Distribution, and what that is when you have market manipulators who are trying to drive the price of something up, and then eventually sell at that price and drive the price down so they can get a discount again. It has a very specific pattern, and when you overlay that specific pattern onto Bitcoin in its price graph, it's nearly identical. It's uncanny.
To plan. And I'm going to turn on cheat mode now so you can see what that plan has been and understand where we are and what this game is that we're all actually playing. So if I turn on cheat mode here, you can see this overlay. Don't get overwhelmed yet. I'm going to walk you through it. This move that we have just seen Bitcoin do is a textbook, almost one-to-one perfect textbook example of a Wyckoff distribution event.
And so the channel Uncomplication, I love this guy. I really like this guy a lot. I think you should check him out. He does an in-depth analysis on this, and I would definitely check it out. But the main thing that you need to know, and he's got a part 2 about Ethereum I want to look at too. I haven't watched it yet. But the main thing you need to know is that it follows this pattern identically. So what does that mean? And I think he's pretty clear about this Wyckoff distribution. It's like this isn't the end, but we're at the very end of that distribution. But that's not the end of Bitcoin. That's just the end of the manipulation. So now what these folks want to do, so they drive the price up, and then they sell at the top, and then they start saying, oh, Elon Musk just said he's not going to take Bitcoin as payment. And then the price goes down. I think you're going to see him buy more Bitcoin now that the price is low, because it's like a 50% discount almost. That's a pretty good discount to get on an asset. And so what should you do? Well, I actually don't want to tell you what to do. I want you to make that choice for yourself. But what I'm going to do is I am taking advantage of the discount, and I am buying more. I bought more Bitcoin. I bought more Algorand. I've actually bought I probably bought more Algorand than Bitcoin, because at one point it was trading for like $1.50, and now today I bought some for 78 cents a piece. So I got a lot of more Algorand, and that's going to build my power to generate staking rewards as well as the price value later down the road. But the price value, really, I just need it to stay fairly stable or to stabilize. The real gains come from getting the staking rewards. When you get we can get 6%. I mean, that's a 6% that you don't have to do anything for, and that doesn't change. That 6% won't change. That's pretty good. I'm probably gonna do a whole video on Algorand because it's actually a pretty interesting coin. And I'm gonna hold my Bitcoin. I'm gonna hold all my stuff. I'm not selling anything. I think when you're going long-term strategy, or as HODL, as the kids say, I don't even know how you say that. HODL, they say. Internet's weird, man. I can't keep up. But I still think there's a long-term value in all of this. I tend to be kind of in the middle. I don't think it's like, if you talk to the true believers, they just think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and like Bitcoin can do no wrong, and it's the wave of the future. And I think they're right to an extent, but I think they oversell it, and I think they miss some of the flaws. Then there's the other people, like Paul Krugman recently said that Bitcoin is going to be useless and it run its course. Yeah, well, he's also the guy that said the internet would be pretty much done by 2005. So I don't know. Maybe don't take his predictions that seriously. I mean, sorry, dude, but I don't think it's a good idea to even make predictions about this. I think just taking a middle road advice of saying, it's probably not as great as the true believers say, but I think it's going to be a part of our. You can't take an idea and put it back in a box. That never happens. Once the idea is out, it's out. Like decentralized finance, the idea is out there. Someone's going to do it. Maybe it won't be Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin will disappear. I don't know. Who knows? You don't know. I don't know. What I think blockchain technology has a lot of uses, and it's really valuable. And I don't think that principle will go away. I think it's going to be more incorporated with things over time. That's just my opinion. I think it's probably a good time to buy right now, because you're going to have discounts that you might not ever see again. Think about Bitcoin was sub 10,000, which was not that long ago. I've bought Bitcoin at sub 10. I bought Bitcoin when it was like 7 or 8,000, and I wish I'd have bought a whole lot more and held on to it. Instead, I sold, took my gains. I should have sold some of it and taken the gains, but left the rest alone, because now it would have been worth, even today, it would still, even with the drop, it would still be worth like 3 times what I paid for it back then. So again, I just want to make clear this is not investment advice. You do what you think is best, but I do want to point out that this is my strategy. This is what I think about Bitcoin. This is what I think about the Bitcoin price drop. And I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments, what you think about Bitcoin. How did the price drop affect you? Anything related that you'd like to share. So appreciate it, and we'll see you next time on FrugalBC.